Hello YouTube, my name is Derek with Excel Skills Trainer. Today I'll be going over how to create your own drop-down menus in cells. This technique can be useful for data retrieval and form creation. I will show you how to create both a static list and a dynamic list. So let's dive in and get started with the tutorial. Before we begin, let's go ahead and create 4 different lists. Each list is going to have its own heading. The first list we will name as meat type. The second one to the right is going to be beef. The third is going to be pork, and the final one is going to be chicken. Under the meat type list, we're going to put the 3 different meat types we have here. So we have beef, we have pork, and we have chicken. Under the beef column, let's go ahead and put steak, hamburger, and roast. Under pork, we're going to put bacon, ham, and sausage. And under chicken, we're going to put whole chicken, pieces, and tenders. Now that we have our list, let's pick a cell that we are going to put a drop-down menu in. And we're going to do this one here in B6 is what I'm going to do this in. So we're going to go to the left of B6 onto A6 and type in meat type with a colon. Go ahead and auto fit this cell so it shows up pretty good, and click back into B6. Once we have this cell ready to go, we're going to go up to data. Once you go to data, there's an option up here, depending on your version, that's called data validation. Once we're in data validation, you'll see this pop-up menu come up here. Under any value in this drop-down menu, select the drop-down and go to list. Once you have this here, a source box will pop up. This is where it's asking you for the list of things to put in the drop-down menu. We want this one to be the different meat types, so we're going to click in this source box, and we're going to select from A2 down to A4 or beef down to chicken, and hit enter. Once you hit enter, you'll see your little drop-down menu. Once the cell is selected, you go in here, and you'll see that our 3 different meat types will show up in this cell. Now, one thing to understand is that the list that we just created is called a static list. That means it reflects only the values in the cells that we selected. If we were to add something below chicken, such as turkey, you will see that it will not appear on the list, unless we change the source box to reflect that cell. However, there is a way to create a dynamic list using tables. To create a dynamic list, let's go to the list of meat types in column A. I want you to select from meat type down to chicken. Once here, you can do one of 2 things. Go to the Insert tab and click Table, or you can press Ctrl-T. That is my favorite method of creating a table of Ctrl-T. Make sure that My Table Has Headers is checked and hit OK. From here, we need to define the range in this table. So select beef and go down to chicken. Once you have the selection, go to the Formulas tab and select Define Name. It will give you a dialog box where you can define this range. We will put meat underscore type in this box. You cannot have spaces in defined ranges. Once you hit enter, the box will go away and you now have a new defined range. Now, let's go back into that cell that had our drop-down menu. Once we're here, go back to data validation under data. We're going to change the source box here. Now we're going to change the source box to say equals meat underscore type, or the named range we just did. Once you hit OK, you'll see the box goes away and we still have our 3 different meat types. Now if we add turkey underneath chicken, you will now see that turkey appears on our list. So we can make this list as long as we want to. As long as it's part of the table, it will appear in this list. The final thing I'm going to show you with drop-down menus in cells is how to do an indirect with other drop-down menus. So what do I mean by indirect? Basically, an indirect will allow a new list to be generated by the values selected in the first drop-down menu. To create this, first we need to create tables out of other lists we created and name them. So starting with beef and selecting from beef down to roast, go ahead and create a table. Again, make sure My Table Has Headers box is checked. Once we're there, we need to name everything from steak down to roast. So select from steak to roast, And a quick way to do this is here in this name box. It's above column A and to the left of the formula bar. We're going to name this as beef and hit enter. It's going to go away, but it's named. We're going to do the same for the other two lists as well. So starting with pork, create a table, name the list from bacon to sausage as pork. And the same with chicken. Name the list of chicken as chicken. So now that we got this, let's go below the cell of meat type here in A7, and we're going to put the word cut. And to the right of cut, this is where we're going to do that little drop-down menu that we want to do. So we're going to go to data again, to data validation. In our data validation menu, we're going to go from any value to list. And in the source box, we're not going to click any type of list. We're actually going to put a formula in here. So we said we want to basically make a list based upon the value that we put in meat type. We do this with the indirect formula. So we're going to do equals indirect, open parenthesis, and that meat type value is going to be in B6. So put that in B6, close your parenthesis and hit enter. This error box will pop up. It is okay just to hit yes. That's just because the meat type box is currently blank. So just hit yes. Now that we hit yes, if we try to do the drop-down menu, nothing appears. We have to select something in meat type first. So if we drop down here and hit beef, you will see now we have our three options that we have under beef. It will be the same for all the options that we have on this list, except for turkey. Turkey is going to be blank because we don't have a list of things listed underneath turkey or defined as the name of turkey. If we wanted to do that, we would have to add a list of things for turkey in here. So you just created an indirect dynamic list from a drop-down menu. This video hopefully has given you a new tool to use in Excel. In a future video, we will look into how you can use drop-down menus to create a data pool from a data set using the VLOOKUP function. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a like. And if you'd like to see specific Excel tools to build, please put them in the comments below. As always, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos coming soon. Again, my name is Derek with Excel Skills Trainer. Thank you for your time.